From stacking orbs to secret perks, here are 10 and 7/8 things in Destiny 2 that you might not know. Subjugators are the new enemies added in the final shape, and just like an unguarded bag of cheese at 3 a.m., they can be extremely dangerous, especially on higher difficulties. Luckily, Bungie has given us a handy set of tools to help better counter them. These subjugators receive damage as if they always have a shield matching their element of choice, meaning if you were to deal damage with their matching element, you will deal a slight bit of bonus damage. In this example here, you can see that despite me using the same archetype of weapon at the same power level, the Strand weapon deals slightly more to this Strand subjugator. Warlocks are the unpaid daycare centers of the classes, further cemented now because they have the new Helion aspect, which spawns the affectionately named Solar Buddy. Personally, I prefer Orange Juice Mortar. But did you know that Bungie will actually allow you to have all three buddies, Void, Arc, and Solar, all at the same time? The process is to have a way of rapidly replenishing abilities, maybe like Mayhem in PvP, or Rally Banner will work too. Plop down the Void Buddy on the Void subclass, equip the Getaway Artist, and consume the Arc Grenade on the Prismatic subclass and summon the Solar Buddy with your class ability. Heck, you can even add the No Time to Explain's Portal Buddy and a Bleak Watcher aspect to become a walking, talking extinction level event. 3, 4, 5.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, it's all of my own army.
Dear God.
Your Transcendence charge rate is determined by how much damage you dealt at once. This makes intuitive sense, as obviously it would feel a little bit odd if a sniper bullet and an SMG granted the same amount of energy, but it's worth noting that this scaling will also work with damage over time sources such as Thorn and Scorch and Luminarch and so on. Even though it may not seem like these are giving any real significant energy, it's more that they aren't giving enough energy for it to show up on the bar, but they are nevertheless helping. Hazardous Propulsion is every Titan's new favorite exotic armor, but it seems there are a few handy bugs that may have slipped past the playtesters. Most notably, Hazardous Propulsion doesn't seem to care what you deal damage to in order to grant its initial rockets. This allows us to combo them with the Stasis Crystals on either Prismatic or of course the Stasis subclass to generate stacks of its exotic perk just by simply shooting said crystals. It's a little slow, but it works. This even works to trigger its bonus damage from the class ability's volley on the very same crystal grenade. This might be worth running if you choose to lean in hard on this exotic for damage. While we are talking about this Gundam Wing mockup, did you know that the Hazardous Propulsion will grant its bonus damage to more than just the obvious heavy ammo rocket launcher? It turns out that most weapons that can be reasonably classified as a rocket will gain its benefits, most notably rocket sidearms and the rocket volley from the Grand Overture. Sadly, the Mountaintop, despite being labeled as a micro missile, will not receive the bonus damage. I suppose Bungie considers missiles and rockets to be two separate things. This is probably for the best though, because this chest piece doesn't need any more reason to cause range dismemberments. Prismatic has opened the doors for what's possible with abilities previously too difficult or just flat out not possible to do and combo together. This is especially true of the Grapple Grenade. If you are looking for quite literally the fastest movement ability combo in Destiny, grappling your Smoke Bomb has you covered. The timing is tight but consistent, as all you need to do is throw a smoke, wait a fraction of a second or two, and then press the Grapple Grenade to be able to slingshot yourself like a trebuchet with a bad attitude across the battlefield. Speedrunning community, there are napkins under your seats next to the subscribe button. Of course, light-based abilities charge your light side of your Transcendence bar, and dark-based abilities charge the dark side of your Transcendence bar. But what about kinetic abilities? Is that even such a thing? Well, turns out there are. Unpowered melees are considered kinetic damage and will accordingly charge both the left and right side of your Transcendence bar. This will also work just like kinetic damage weapons when one side of your bar is full, in that it will grant twice its normal benefit to the uncharged bar. I am now curious if the Forerunner's kinetic rock grenade will also function this way, so let me know in the comments, as I'm not grinding that out. I'm sorry. Transcendence grenades operate entirely independently of everything else in your kit. Of course, barring fragments that explicitly state otherwise. This means that grenade boosting or grenade doubling exotics and perks like the Armamentarium on Titan or the Mothkeeper's Wraps on Hunter will not give you an additional grenade charge while transcendent. Nor will exotics like Apotheosis Veil on Warlock give its ridiculously fast recharge speed after a super. But Transcendence does allow total interactability with melees. So back to Apotheosis, it may not grant faster Transcendent grenades recharge, but it does allow for ridiculously fast melee recharge as well as more charges on melees as such from Claws of Ahamkara, Phidias Spathe, and the like. While the Bungie servers are currently being held together by duct tape and a prayer, now is perhaps one of the best times to experience one of the most unusual and, at least in PvP, game-breaking glitches. While your character is in this partially loaded "my foot fell asleep, this looks like what LaCroix tastes like" state, going invisible removes the target completely from view. Obviously, this has no real functional purpose in PvE spaces. If you knew that someone was experiencing this problem in PvP, this would become a major problem for them, or, you know, a major laugh for you. It looks like you're hacking. You're practically invisible. Like, look at this. Please don't make me regret sharing this next one right now. Okay, promise? All right. Whether by accident or by design, private matches in PvP grant progress on anything? Most notably rewards towards Pathfinder's objectives and leveling. So, theoretically, if you really did hate PvP that much, join our Discord so you can set up private matches with like-minded individuals so you can find out that PvP is actually not all that bad, especially with friends. And heck, you might even brace yourself, have fun. I know, spooky. Calm down, please. Transcendence and your super will stack, but only if you stack them in the correct order. Transcendence will grant its full benefits of damage resistance, bonus weapon damage, ability recharge, orb generation if you're running certain fragments, and so on, so long as you pop your Transcendence before you pop your super. For any Roman supers, I cannot recommend making use of this enough, as it's a massive swing for your power level, as well as just generally good support. Subscribe, or I will cast the forbidden spell, Mend Butt Crack. Bless your faces, and deuces.